Ever since FNAF 2, the Five Nights at Freddy's series has had minigames found in almost every single installment in the franchise, whether it be the end of night minigames in FNAF 3 or FNAF 4, or even the Hidden Circus maybe you want.
Before we begin, let me preface this by saying this is actually my favorite Disney movie of all time. One of my favorite movies, period. But I'm also a huge fan of the 12 Labors of Heracles myth, and I thought it would just be fun to point out how different these two stories are for anyone who wanted to know. Let's get started.
Long ago, in the faraway land of ancient Greece, there was a golden age of powerful gods and extraordinary heroes. And greatest and strongest of all these heroes was the mighty Hercules.
I think you mean Heracles, considering Hercules is actually the Roman version of his name, and this is clearly the Greek version of his story, with everyone else having the Greek versions of their names. So, yeah, you want Heracles, not Hercules. Why does nobody get that right?
We are the Muses, goddesses of the arts and proclaimers of heroes.
The Muses do, in fact, sing the legends of heroes, so it's really cool that they have that here, but why are there only 5 of them? There's supposed to be 9 Muses. Zeus did not single-handedly defeat the Titans. He recruited the Cyclopses and the Hecatoncheires by freeing them from Tartarus, then he recruited his 5 siblings by tricking Kronos into puking them up, and he even recruited some of the actual Titans themselves to his side. Heck, he wouldn't even have thunder if it weren't for the Cyclopses. Tartarus does not have a gate made out of lightning bolts. The entrance was guarded by Comba during the reign of the Titans, and then was guarded by the Hecatoncheires after Zeus took over. Zeus could never stop chaos in its tracks. Chaos is the oldest and most powerful primordial in all of Greek mythology. Zeus is no match for it. Oh, is that not what you were talking about? It most certainly is not, as I have just demonstrated. Yeah, once again, the name is Heracles.
Hercules.
Heracles. Hera is not the mother of Heracles. Heracles' actual mother is Alcmene, and he is the product of one of Zeus's many affairs. Hera hates Heracles because of this, and does absolutely everything she can to try to kill him.
Fabulous party. I haven't seen this much love in a room since Narcissus discovered himself.
Narcissus is not a god, and if he's discovered himself, then he should be a flower right now.
Let's see here. We'll take, yes, a little Cirrus, and a touch of Phosphorus, and a dash of Cumulus. His name is Pegasus.
That is not how Pegasus was born. Pegasus sprung from the severed neck of Medusa after Perseus chopped her head off. Hades does not have fire for hair. As much as I like it, it's still inaccurate.
You know, I haven't been this choked up since I got a hunk of moussaka caught in my throat. Huh?
Moussaka was not created in Greece until the year 1920 AD, so not sure how Hades got that caught in his throat back in the BC era.
He ran the underworld of the dead but the living. He was as mean as he was ruthless.
Hades is neither mean nor ruthless. He's actually a pretty neutral god. The closest things he's ever done to evil are kidnap Persephone and cheat on her with Minthe. And even those are only certain versions of certain stories. He's never really been the straight-up villain of any actual Greek myth. In fact, he's usually pretty helpful and even downright charitable at times.
Bang! Oh, angelic good, reporting for duty!
These two are not actual characters in Greek mythology, unless, of course, they're supposed to be Deimos and Phobos, the gods of terror and panic. But those two are children of Ares and always accompany Ares on the battlefield, so why would they be serving Hades in the underworld?
Fine. Just let me know the instant the fates arrive.
Oh, you're here!
The fates are here, and you didn't tell me!
Hades does not have fire powers, nor is he the god of fire. That would be Hephaestus.
Ladies, I am so sorry that I'm...
Late. We knew you would be. We know everything. Past, present, and future.
The Fates do not actually share one eye. That is actually a different trio of old women known as the Grey Sisters. People often confuse the two. Fun fact, the Grey Sisters also share one tooth.
So, let me just ask, is this kid gonna mess up my hostile takeover bid, or what do you think?
Hades has never plotted a hostile takeover of Olympus. Hera has, though, with the help of Apollo, Athena, and Poseidon. But Hades was not a part of that. Also, Hera is the actual villain of the Heracles story. It's actually kind of weird how many Hera attributes they seem to have given Hades in this story.
Ladies, please. My fate is in your lovely hands.
If we're merging the Fates with the Grey Sisters here, then it obviously would have made a lot more sense
For Hades to just take their eye away and refuse to give it back until they told him what he wanted to know. Especially considering that's exactly what Perseus did in his story.
In 18 years, precisely, the planets will align ever so nice.
This planets aligning thing is not in the myth. The gates to Tartarus are always there. They're just guarded by the Hecatoncheires, as I mentioned earlier.
Firstly,
The time to act will be at hand. Unleash the Titans, you monstrous band.
Hades would never want to free the Titans from Tartarus. He helped put them there in the first place because they were just as much his enemies as Zeus's. Actually, maybe even more so, because Kronos swallowed him as a baby.
A word of caution to this tale. Should Hercules fight, you will fail.
The Fates actually did predict that Heracles would help save Olympus from an invasion, but it wasn't by Hades and the Titans, it was by Gaia's giants, who are not in this film. I know this is going to shock people, but there were actually no elevators in Greek mythology.
how do you kill a god?
Heracles was not born a god. He was born a mortal demigod. He eventually became a god, but that was way later.
Bingo, they're immortal. So, first you gotta turn a little sunspot.
What is that, and where did it come from? Because it is not in Greek mythology.
Perhaps they answered our prayers.
Perhaps I have. Hercules.
Heracles? The two snakes that tried to kill Heracles as a baby were not shapeshifted minions of Hades. They were regular snakes sent by Hera. And Heracles didn't just toss them away, he straight up snapped both of their necks.
Hades is gonna kill.
moment Asta mini khati te.
Manda to manda ile.
Ile bita.
Salida?
Ile bita.
No.
Ara
Will you hide
hyperfixate on one specific meme and need to consume all of it. Take it to the next level with an unlimited feed of playable memes. Rizona has thousands of games based on literally every internet trend imaginable. Search the endless library.
stato spam. No, c'è stato spam. Via.
Taki hot chipsy. I is chipsy.
Stop. Oh,